You know, it is what it is, and here we are. We still tinkering. So now we got all our skeletons dried. They're looking pretty good. I'm going to leave one of them black, and the rest of them we're going to paint. And the hardest thing is figuring out what colors we want to paint. Which ones we want to paint. So our next step is we're going to go through and we're going to put some stain. This is honey stain. And we're going to put this all over the bone. Just a bone, not on your paint that you already did, just a bone. The exposed bone. Get some gloves. Get you set up here. Get some gloves out here. Hey, what's up, Brother Ray? No, Ray, to be honest with you, this is kind of my normal time of doing anything is late in the evening. So I don't have a good set schedule. I just came on early because came in early and wanted to share with you guys what I had. But this is kind of my normal time. Usually I'm here till midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it may be. But sometimes I'm here all night long. But I figure I come on late for all you guys on the West Coast like Mr. Ray. It's probably like 3 o'clock in the evening over there for them. But no, I figure I'll just come on later in the evening when everything's kind of settled down. I got a little bit better of connection in the evening and show you these finished products. Or let you watch me finish them, hopefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to stain our exposed bone, and by doing that we're going to try not to get the stain on the background or any of the black on the skeletons. Now you're going to get some on there, it ain't going to hurt it, but we're going to try our best to steer clear away from that as much as possible. So we're just going to put it on there. And this just kind of deadens all that really white looking color. So we want it to kind of blend in with everything as much as possible. The only bad thing about staining, this does dry like with a shine on it. But don't sweat it, it'll be fine. And if you do get it on your facade, it's no big deal. We're going to touch the facade wall panel up once we're done. And we'll shoot some flat black on that as well. So what I'll do is I'll put this stain on all over my skeleton. And if I need to, if I get it too heavy in certain spots, I can pat it down. Not necessarily wipe it off, but just pat it down. Now, I'm not trying to go too dark with this stain. If you guys have noticed, I have not stirred this yet. So I'm trying to get the dark color, but I don't want it super dark. So that's why I haven't stirred this stain. So if it sits a while, you don't have to stir it if you want just a little bit lighter color. And that's what we want, just a little bit lighter than that dark color, honey. So I think it's stained with the flat black gives it a good feathering in. It just kind of blends it in a whole lot better looking, in my opinion. Just little details that we're stacking on top of each other. So the temperature outside has dropped a little bit. It's been really nice today, but in the evenings it gets a little chilly. So we're probably down about 60 degrees or 65, somewhere around there. It's not like super cold, it's just got a little chill in the air. I know all you guys up there in the 0 degree weather is like 65. But when you're used to the 100 degree weather and it gets down below 70 degrees or so, you start getting a little chilly. That's 8:40. Yeah, I figured you was up there in the range, almost bedtime. I didn't figure a lot of people would come on this late, but on a Thursday and last day's Friday, and everybody's probably wore out from the weekend. But I figure I'd try it anyway. Just kind of aggravate you guys. Or aggravate the ones that come on anyway. So this is what I'm using, guys. If you can see it. This is dark walnut. I thought I had honey, but this is the dark walnut. Do not stir this. Let it set for a few hours and do not stir it. You get a nice color out of it. Then whenever you go, if you wipe any of it off, don't wipe it, just pat it. Just pat it off. All right, there she is stained. Now we can move on to the paint part. That's gonna make it pretty. It's gonna make it stand out. I'm gonna leave one of these black. I might leave this one here black because it's got the goo running down on the bottom of the board there. So I might leave that one black. Then these three will get a color. All right, let's see what we got here. So now we've got some colors to choose from. And it won't hurt if you decide to use two colors on one, which one of them will. I'll probably do like a green one. Then I'll go back over and do some yellow on that green one. Just kind of like we did our swamp bugger. Let me get some paint brushes. Some paint brushes, and we need some these things here. Just some box flaps. All right, so this panel is going to be beside that one, so we kind of want to alternate the colors as much as possible. Our green is all the way over on the right side, orange in the middle, then our white and black is on that side. So we want to alternate our colors so we don't have, green and green and blue and stuff like that. So what we're going to do, since we got a white and black Next to this guy here, we can do this one. I'm probably gonna do this one in a green and yellow. So now we just gotta choose out which green we want. With a light green, medium green, dark green, and then we can do a yellow on top of that. So these are the two colors I'm probably gonna go with on that. I'll kind of show you that. This like a yellowish and a green color goes real well together. So we're gonna try that. And on this one here, we'll put our dark color on first. Our darker color on first. Doesn't take much. Alright, so we're just kind of going to dry brush this sucker on there. Just going to let it brush up and we'll just start putting some color on it. And the only thing we're going to dry brush is where we put the foam on earlier. We don't want to dry brush everything. We just want to dry brush the foam part, and that's going to let it stand out really good, and it won't kill your detail on your skillet. You want to try to get in on these guts just a little bit on the inside. Don't have to be perfect. Just throw some in there, here, there, and yonder. All right, so there's our green one. So we'll let that dry a little bit, and then we'll move on to our next color. Which I think our next color is going to be this turquoise. I don't think I've used any turquoise on any of this stuff like this. It's been a while since I used any turquoise. So I think we're going to paint this one here turquoise. So the good thing about using these colors here is you can go back with a lighter color and add to it, and that will just add more to it if you need to. If you get like a flat color and you're not happy with it, just add just a second color to it. You'll be just fine. Once we get this done here, we get all our colors done here, we'll stand it up against the wall next to the other one, and that way you can kind of get an overall with both of them together. Then y'all can go to bed and dream about your next project. I really like that gray. It turned out pretty good. All right, so our next one's going to be this one. So we did a green one, a blue one, and I think we should do a red one. Why not? We got some red over here. Let's do a red one. Do we want a dark red or do we want a light red? They look the same, so let's see, Christmas red or dark red. Let's do a Christmas red. It might look pretty cool. Stuck to my finger. Good old Christmas red. Yeah, I figured it probably would. Yeah, it does kind of look orangish on there, don't it? It's okay. Trust me, it's Christmas red, it says. It looks red here. I've got an orange one up there. Once we stand this up, you might be able to, hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference in the orange and the red. It just, sometimes these cameras just don't pick up very good detail on need to do lives and stuff like that to be able to show you how, most things look better in person anyway. So we're going to leave that on black just because I really like how that one stands out. So now we're going to add a little bit of yellow to this guy here. Because I don't want to have too, well, that one's kind of a dark green versus a light green, but we're going to add a little yellow to him anyway. Let's see. We're just going to use our old ring brush. Because it's going to be kind of mixed anyway. Won't hurt it. So usually I have a fan on this stuff here to help dry everything out quicker. But tonight we don't have a fan because you'll never hear me. I'm going to load this brush up with some yellow. And we're just going to go back over and hit this green just so lightly. You don't want to overpower your green again with the yellow, but you want to add just a little bit of yellow here, there, and yonder. Just kind of give you something for your eye to catch other than just plain green. And you can do that with all of your colors if you want to. You don't have to stick with just red or blue or whatever. You can go through and add a couple of your colors. Just try to get a couple of colors that matches. You probably don't want to do a red and blue together or anything like that. You want something that complements each other on making this stuff. So when you see it in person, you can really tell it's got a little bit more detail in it than just a flat collar. So you'll see a lot more color in it than just green or whatever, or blue. So like this turquoise here, this turquoise blue here, we can take and we can dumb this down with a lighter blue. With the red, we can probably do like normally you don't do red and blues together, but I'm sorry, you don't do blues and yellows together. Reds, you can do a yellow on top of that. You can do something where if you did a lighter red, it'd probably end up being pink. So I would probably steer clear from that. But you can just find you an orange and red or something like that. Black and white looks good. Or if you wanted to do like a light gray on the black, you can do that. Like that one, there's a darker green than this one. You can go back and take this yellow or you get a lighter green and add to that. You got orange and white. So you have options to do different things other than putting one color on it. But for our purposes of it just being a facade at the show, I wanted something that looks kind of cool but still showcase our swamp boogers and our tar man and the rest of our props to go with it. So, I wanted something that everybody can look at and be like, oh, that looks cool, other than just a flat wall panels or something like that. So trying to make it spruced up a little bit. Let me make sure this is the only color I got. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me go wash these brushes out real quick. paints out of the way. So I can give you guys an overall look at this thing. About 30 paints already picked 3 colors. Here to wing my lance. Alright, so now what we do is we'll go through and touch up. What I normally do after this stage is I kind of sweep off everything, then I'll go back through and I'll touch up any of the black that needs touched up, make it a nice, pretty, even color. And you guys know I have a brush, and there it is. I can't ever keep up with that sucker. So. So I like going back and touching up the black, just make sure it kind of looks like a pretty even color. You can look too out of whack. If you got any screw heads sticking out, you can go ahead and hit them, get them blended in. Go ahead and dents and dings. You get all that blended in. Looks pretty good. So that black flat is going to look wet until it dries, just so don't be alarmed if your paint isn't matching up with the old stuff at the moment. But I don't know how well you can see that, but there's our skeletons. So I'm going to put this up against a wall. Then I'll show you guys, with the other wall that we made. So you guys kind of get to see it overall instead of it laying flat and you can't hardly see nothing with this. So we'll move this sucker over here. A little easier for me to get there. Because I'm old and broke down and wore out. Put our stops down. Get it straightened up here. That don't look too bad. It's jagged. I'll try to get them evened up here as best I can. All right. Can you all see that? That was a joke. I know you can't see it. Alrighty. Well, daggone it, I'm not sure. So, I might have a dilemma. Everything's out of frame. I don't know what that means. Let me take you over here, and hopefully I don't drop, make a freaking mess of everything here. So bear with me. Ta-da! Let me see if I can set this up here. So, yeah, see my dirty shop? I got shit everywhere. Well, that's not even all of it. I got stuff everywhere. So, yep, it's been a fun time the last month or so. All right, anyway, enough of my dirty shop. So, if I can get you all set up there. How's that look? Does that look all right to you guys? Can you see that? Okay. So I have a dilemma on this panel. All right. So what I have a dilemma on is this black skeleton here. This thing really blends in. Now I am in a darker part of the corner. So my thing is, if I have it in a well-lighted room, then that should show up pretty good once that dries in the background there. But that's kind of this is 8 foot by 8 foot panels that we did, and I don't think it looks too bad. And that'll give you some visual colors to look at when you're in a haunt, or if you want to, you can put those other colors on there, those deco art colors, the really thin stuff I showed on the first video, and put some black light on there. Now that would look pretty good too. Black and gray. Yeah, I think I saw what you said. Yeah, Ray, I think you're probably going to be right. We're probably going to hit that with a gray. Because you can see, man, that sucker really blends in. It's kind of like a big old blob there. But I know seeing on video doesn't compare to seeing it in real life. It looks a whole lot better in real life. The colors pop on it real good, and versus seeing it on the video. Except for the black one. The black one is cool by itself, but like I said, it blends in. Ray, we're probably going to have to end up painting that sucker a gray of some sort, just to kind of get the blend in. But with this here, I thought that the other facade, or the whole facade that we're doing, it's going to be cut like this here. So we're going to put boards down through there like that on the facade itself. This will go in the center. So the reason I'm doing all these colors is because my sign, I got a 3 foot by 6 foot sign I'm having made, and the colors will look good from this with the sign. So I wanted to do something with colorful to catch the eye, keep the eye moving. And plus we have our swamp boogers, of course he's hunkering down there. You can see him there. And then we got old Krusty over here we got. So I figured that we can get all that stuff blended in and have some visual colors. And we got some of these that we're making as well, our voodoo skulls. Then we're going to have voodoo staffs. I think with all of our collars, I think we'll be set, with that. If you look through some of my other shorts, not my literally shorts, but my video shorts, that you can see some of the facade I built, some of the skulls I put at the top of the main facade. They're just black and white. And I think I might add some color to them just to kind of give them a little bit of more detail than just black and white. It'll go better with the sign. And I think it would look pretty good. I just got to figure out what colors. That's the hardest part. What colors do I paint everything? So if you see all the splotches and stuff on there, that's that wet, flat paint. And once it's flat, it'll look like that panel. I mean, once it's dry, it'll look like that panel. So that's kind of why that looks that way. But I know it's late and you guys want to get to bed, and I'm probably aggravating the snot out of you. What color is on the sign? So the colors on the sign is basically these colors. So there'll be, it kind of looks like 3D on each side of the sign of skulls. So I corpsed the skull and had David take it, and he put multiple skulls looking out each side with my Monster Misfits name, and it'll be pointing out. So there's multiple skulls going out the sign, and they're all in different colors. So it looks pretty cool. And I think you guys would enjoy it as well for your haunt, or if you want to build a facade, or if you just want to make a skeleton, do your whole skeleton and do it the same way. One, you got $30. So you'll have $30 in a skeleton. You'll have, just say, $10 in a can of Loctite, and $2 or $3 in paint. It depends on how you want to go with it, and just make you one, and make sure you get you some tongue depressors or a stick or something where you can smear the stuff around, and you'll have some colorful corpses, and I think they'll look pretty cool. I think it'll look pretty cool standing up and having everything in front of it. And that's another good thing about having this dark wood down here. Burnt is like the colorful stuff that I make, the pumpkins and stuff like that. You can set in front of it. Let's put some pumpkins in the front of it. Let's see what that looks like with that wood. If y'all want to hang out for a minute. We'll put some pumpkins in front of that dark wood and see what she looks like. So this is kind of thing when you do a setup at a show, you kind of want to put your facade together. Oops. Put your facade together, kind of set things up how you kind of envision it, and move it around if you need to. And that way you kind of know where, when you get to the show, kind of exactly where you want to put things, and you can set it up there. All right. So you can see I'm just sitting flat on the ground. It looks kind of stupid. But if you had a couple bales of hay or straw, set those on top there, that would probably look pretty good. So just keep an open mind, and keep an open mind how much room you have to be able to haul stuff there. So, yeah, there's probably going to be tables in front, so they'll probably sell things. I have no clue how everything's going to be. No hurry, yes. But it kind of gives you an idea. Kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like against that dark background. Yeah, straw looked pretty good. And And I might do that, Ray. I might put some straw if I got room and it doesn't rain. I might just throw a couple bales of straw or 6 or 8 of them in the back of a truck or a trailer, whichever. And we'll just haul them up here with us and be able to stage some of our pumpkins. And we got pumpkin staffs. We're gonna have these kind of staffs here. We'll have pumpkin staffs. We're gonna have voodoo staffs. That with the straw, that might be a good idea. So we can poke our staffs down into the straw. So this is our voodoo skulls. This is what we got going on. If you can see them, I can't get them to turn around there right. But kind of get the point there. So we'll have these staged around on the facade. I'll probably end up putting a couple of strands of these hanging off the facade beside the sign because I have an 8-foot middle and a 6-foot sign. So might end up putting some up there. See, this is where we need a woman in our life. We just build it and they can stick it together and decorate it. But there we go. But yeah, that straw would do pretty good. I'll show you some other stuff I have that would go good in that straw, probably. Way over here. So we have our quin staffs. These are our pumpkin quin staffs. So we can take these and stick them down into the straw and be able to have something to hold them up. That'd be a good idea. That'd be a pretty cool ordeal. And we don't have to make nothing special for them to set in. And once we get the voodoo staffs done, and you'll like this because they're gonna have chicken feet on them. You know, the little dog treats, chicken feet, dog treats. We're gonna wrap some of those on there, put them on there. So if you get tired of looking at your voodoo staff and your dog is looking for a treat, man, just give them a chicken foot. So we'll have some of those. Those are pretty cool. We also got some clowns. I might make some clown staffs. I haven't decided yet. So we got some clown skulls that we'll probably put on a staff or something. These are all soft foam. So, yep. So this might be pretty cool on some staffs. So we want some on a staff, and I want to put some in threes where you can sell them in threes, and you can sell them as a single. But we got all kind of stuff. And there's our quin skull. See, got his guts. We pulled the head off of our skull pumpkin, or pumpkin skull, or whatever you want to call it. That's our staff. And these are 4 foot long. So pretty cool. And you can use it to walk in the woods with, and you scare your patrons with or whatever. Fun stuff. But kind of my main thing I wanted to do at the show is showcase my swamp buggers, and of course my not really accidental tar man. He just kind of ended up as tar man, because once I started him and I painted him black, I was like, then I added the eyes in there. I was like, man, he kind of looks like tar man. So we just kind of went with the theme. And there's our swamp bugger. I don't know how well you can see him up here, but that's our swamp bugger guy. And we'll have more of them coming out soon. And just give you guys some options to, if you need a swamp bugger or a tar man for your hunt, that we can make you one. And these swamp boogers, they're not made of Home Depot skeletons. These skeletons here are, I think they're around 60 inches, or I think it's 60 inches, 70 inches. They're almost 6 foot tall. But of course, with me bending their joints and their back and their knees, they're shorter than I'm 6'3", so they're a little bit shorter because the way I'm bending them and stuff. And they come with a base. I think the base is around 32, 34 inches wide by about 24 inches. So you got plenty of base for them to sit on. And I think they'll just be a fun little addition to your hunt, especially if you're doing like a swamp or whatever it may be, even a zombie, Tar Man kind of fits the zombie thing. So it'd be fun times in the hunt. But if there's something you guys want to see me build, just let me know. Let's turn you over here so you don't see all my junk. Oh, yes. So if you guys look at this is my torches. Okay, I bought these probably 25 years ago. That's a torch cart. So that torch cart is for like a happy homeowner that takes the little tanks. And for some reason, I figured I could put these big, heavy tanks on there. And I don't know if you can see the wheels, but they're basically, I bent the rims like crazy on them. So I basically have to drag my torches around because it does not roll anymore. They're bent. And I found this, the chopper bicycle with a big fat tire on the back. I had one tire for 15 years and I never could find another one. Instead of me going buy one, I figured I'd wait until one just magically show up. Never did show up. So I threw it away. I was like, yeah, I'm never going to find one. I threw it away because that's what I was going to put on my cart. Guess what? One showed up. So now I still just got one tire, one wheel. So eventually I'm going to have to break down and go buy one so I can fix my cart where I can roll it. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here and let you enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And if you make one of these, share it on Monster Misfits or Cobwebs and Candlesticks or The Weird Kid Show. Share it somewhere and so we can see what you make. We'd love to see it. Oh, and these will also get, we're going to put some Spanish moss on these. So we'll have some Spanish moss here, there, and yonder on these wall panels and stuff, along with our other panels on top. I don't know if I can if I can hold you guys real quick without losing this. I'll show you the facade that I'm working on. I'll show you the before. That's kind of what we was starting out of. Looks like crap. I was like, it looks like crap. So that's where our sign's going to go. So these two panels are coming out and those two skeleton panels are coming in. And this is our new panels that we are redoing. So I'm trying to see if I can show you here. So we're basically doing the same thing like we did the skeleton panels. And we're also doing the tops. So we're doing that. See how crooked cut that sucker is right there? Look how crooked that's cut. So don't fault me. And this is our skulls on top. There's approximately, I think, 27 skulls up there. So as you can see, I painted them kind of voodoo-ish. But I'm thinking about going through and putting some color. And I might just do one color, like a dry brush color across this whole thing. That way I'm not sitting there with 5 or 6 different colors trying to paint each individual one of them things. And we also got, I don't know if this is going to wash you out or not. So we got this side to do as well. I figured that light would wash you out. So we got this top side to do too. Then our big sign is going to go there in the middle. Those two panels there is coming out. As you can tell, we've been deconstructing because that's what we did over here. So we can add that stuff over there. Add all that stuff onto these panels. So don't be afraid if you do not like it, if you're not satisfied with it, don't be afraid to tear that sucker apart and start over. You might not have to start all over from scratch, but start over. Find you a point where you're like, okay, I'm not going to use that. Let's get rid of it. And just don't be afraid to start or redo, whatever you want to call it. So let me see if I can do this. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now I don't have to look at my ugly self. So here's the skeletons that we've done. This is the first panel we did. This is we did a part 1 and a part 2 on this one, and it's still got wet spots of paint in it that's drawn, but you kind of get the idea. And I figured out light was going to wash this out, but this kind of gives you an idea. Let me see if I can get a close up. Yeah, I'm seeing that orange now, Ray, but trust me, it is red. So this is red, and this is the orange one. And this is the darker green. And this white and black really pops pretty good. And this is the lighter green and yellow. And this one's the all black one. Since it's kind of washed out far back, we'll put you up closer. He just looks like he's burnt and gnarly, and I just think he looks pretty cool. And this is our turquoise blue one. Looks more blue than turquoise. Here we go. All right, guys. I think I've aggravated you enough. We enjoy watching. I hope to see you guys build something like this one day. If you do, share it. Monster Misfits, The Weird Kid Show, and Cobwebs and Candlesticks. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and hey, we'll see you on the next build. So thanks for watching, and keep it creepy. Ta-ting.